I saw it happen. I was there. The blood, the screams. It's all burned into my mind. But something doesn't add up. The timelines don't match. The evidence points in a direction I never expected. What if I'm the killer? Everything I thought I knew might be a lie. It started 3 weeks ago, a Saturday. I had just finished a late shift at the diner, the kind of shift that makes you question every decision that brought you to scrubbing syrup off tables at 1 a.m. By the time I walked out into the cool night air, the streets were deserted. I've always liked taking the back streets home. It's quieter there. No honking cars or drunk couples yelling, just the occasional buzz of a flickering streetlight. But that night, something about the silence felt different. It wasn't peaceful, it was heavy, like the air itself was pressing down on me. The first thing I noticed was the stillness. No distant engines, no wind, not even the faint hum of insects, just the sound of my footsteps echoing against the pavement. Then I heard her voice. It was faint at first, just a murmur carried on the still air. I stopped, straining to listen. It wasn't shouting, it was pleading. My chest tightened, a sick feeling settling low in my stomach. I was just a block from my apartment, but something made me stop and turn toward the alley off 4th Street. I didn't want to look. I told myself to keep walking, but my feet didn't listen. When I reached the mouth of the alley, I saw her. She was on the ground, slumped against the wall, her face pale in the dim glow of the streetlight. Her hands were up, palms out, as if trying to ward off whoever was standing over her. I couldn't make out their face. They were just a shape in the dark, a looming shadow. I thought about calling the police. My hand went to my pocket, brushing against my phone, but I didn't take it out. I just stood there, frozen. Then I heard it, a sharp, sickening crack. She fell silent, and then nothing. The next morning I woke up in my bed. For a moment I thought it had all been a dream. But when I got up to grab some water, I noticed my shoes by the door. They were caked with dried mud, and my jacket, crumpled on the floor, had something dark smeared on the sleeve. I tried to convince myself it wasn't blood. The news broke that afternoon. A woman had been found dead in an alley off 4th Street. No weapon, no witnesses. No witnesses except me. I should have gone to the police. I should have told them what I saw. But what would I even say? That I just stood there and watched? That I didn't try to stop it? No. I stayed silent. And then the dreams started. In the dreams, I'm back in the alley. It's dark, and the air smells like damp brick and something metallic. Something that sticks in the back of my throat. I can't see her face clearly, but I can hear her voice. She's begging, pleading. There's something in my hand. It's heavy, metallic, and cold against my palm. I hear the sound again, the crack. I always wake up before I can see what happens next. It wasn't just the dreams. The gaps started soon after. At first, they were small. A few seconds here, a minute there. I'd find myself in the kitchen without remembering getting up from the couch, or standing by the front door without knowing why. Then they started lasting longer. 2 nights ago, I woke up with dirt under my nails. Last night, I found a bruise on my wrist, shaped like someone's fingers. I started keeping track of my day, writing everything down in a notebook. But it didn't help. There were still moments, minutes, sometimes hours, that disappeared into a black void I couldn't explain. Then I found the ring. It was in my jacket pocket, buried under my phone and some loose change. A simple gold band, worn and scratched. There was an inscription inside. Forever, see. I stared at it for a long time, my hands trembling. I didn't know how it got there. I tried to convince myself it wasn't hers, that it wasn't connected. But deep down, I knew. When I closed my eyes, I could see her hand, the ring on her finger. The dreams got worse. Last night, I saw her again. She was standing in the alley, her face pale and streaked with blood. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. When I woke up, I was standing in the kitchen, holding a knife. The police came to my door yesterday. They said they were following up with people who lived nearby, asking if anyone had seen or heard anything unusual the night of the murder. I told them no, but it was a lie. I've been telling myself I was just a witness, that I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But the more I think about it, the less I believe that. The bruises, the dirt, the blood on my jacket. I can't ignore the way she looked at me in the dream, the way her eyes locked on mine. I've started to remember more. The fight, the way her voice cracked when she told me she was leaving. The anger, hot and blinding, that followed her out the door. The way she looked at me in the alley, her eyes wide with fear, her voice trembling as she said my name. My name. I've been telling myself she was a stranger, that I just happened to see something terrible. But she wasn't. She was my wife, Clara. I loved her, and I killed her. Now I hear her voice everywhere. In the whispers of the wind, in the creak of the floorboards. I see her shadow in the corners of my vision. She's not gone, not really, and I think she's waiting for me. I don't know what's real anymore. The memories, the dreams, they're all blurring together. If I really did it, how do I prove it to myself? I need answers. If you've ever felt like this, or if you've seen something I missed, leave a comment. Please, help me figure this out. Subscribe for the next piece of the puzzle.